everyone, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel, Callie Jenny's Crafty Stitching. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at another Wattobizz kit 2 if we have time. But before we get started, as I am filming, today is Monday, December 8th. It is 4:45 in the morning, and welcome. I hope all of you are having an awesome day as you are watching this. Thank you so much for stopping by to hang out with me and check out my video. If you are new, I hope you will enjoy the video and consider becoming a part of the family here. And for all my returning friends and family of this channel, I love you guys. Thank you so much for always coming by and supporting me and checking out my videos. All right, so really quick, a lot of you are already aware of Wattobizz and how much I love them, of course. And that fact that they have the stamp kits, they have max color kits, they have diamond painting, they do custom. She has a tool section that she just keeps adding stuff to, like the frames and the stands. I mean, just excellent products that she has. And Sandy over there at Wattobizz does all the art. It's all her art. But now we have some more exciting news, and I pulled this up because I want to make sure I get this right, because I know I was very excited when I heard about this. She is branching out, and she is now also going to be offering it's like the color by dots, a dot coloring, which is really cool. She takes an image and turns it into, it has all these dots, the whole page, and you fill these dots in to color the picture and bring it to life. But she's going to be doing coloring books. She's going to be doing single digital downloads, dots, paint and color by numbers. Looks like she's going to be doing hard copy books with markers, digital for printing or device coloring, and canvases with paint or markers. She's hoping to have this all up and available soon. I do think she does already have some images available on her site, and I will try to remember to link that along with everything else in the description box down below. But I do encourage you to go check it out. Just to give you an idea, like this is a color by number, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then one of my designs she did, it's a colored dot. It's kind of hard to tell on my tablet. But when I pull it up under my coloring app, the outline part that you can see, the dark part, is what I've actually colored and filled in. I still have all the rest of this to do. And as you can see, the dots, you fill in the dots. It's just really cool. Great for those with anxiety that just want something, a simple craft to do that doesn't, take a whole lot of thought. Just so fun. So I encourage you to go check it out. Very exciting. Sandy's always got something new going on over at Wattobizz, and it's just so much fun. So be sure to check that out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this kit. And of course, they all come in these resealable bags that says "Ain't no biz like Wattobizz." And I agree. I absolutely love Wattobizz, and I love Sandy over there. All right, let's take this out. Now, most of my kits that I've gotten from Wattobizz, and any of you who've been with me for a while know that there are a lot of them. I still have a lot to show you that I haven't yet. Most of them I've gotten from her auctions, which she does the first weekend of every month except for the month of December. So the next one will be the first weekend in January. All of the auction wins are one of a kind. You will not find another one exactly like it. You may find one similar sometimes, but you will not find one exactly like it. But there are a few that I have that I actually bought from the website. Every time I go look at her website, there's just so many that I want. Too many that I want. All right, let me try to get this noisy bag open. stuff trying to come out here. Okay. Let us see what this one is. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Angel holding a lotus flower. That is gorgeous. I got it in 50 colors. You can choose to get it in max colors. I don't. I'm always happy with the 50, but you can. And then this tells me, this must be one that I bought off the website, because you see where it says extra hoops and tin, no. When you're purchasing from the website, you do have an option on a lot of the art on whether you want to get the hoop and tin with it. I've gotten to where I always say no when that's an option, just because I have so many right now. Once, if I get low on them, I will go back to saying yes. But these are just an extra that she will throw into the kits. You're not paying extra for it, so you're not going to get a discount if you choose no. It's just some extras she likes to throw in. So, but before we look at all that, let me move all this stuff and get our tools out, because there will still be tools in here. All right, I knew they would be there, so just move that out of the way for the moment. Okay, so we always get our little snippers, which I have so many of, but I still keep them because they work, they're sharp, and they'll come in handy in a pinch. Okay. Then we always get 2 finger gloves, which I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more. These are my absolute favorite. Love those. We get our little finger thimble that I don't use. We get our frogger or seam ripper, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, there's some needles in there. There almost always is. I think they just throw them in there just to give you some extra. Because they got to be doing it on purpose, right? And so we're just going to take those out and put them in here. As you can see, we already have quite a few needles here. So let's get this out and make sure we get the rest of these. Okay, so that is all the needles. As you can see, plenty of needles to complete this for sure. Oh, look at. So you got to be very careful. There's another one right here in the seam ripper. So be very careful when you open the seam ripper, because chances are there will be more needles in there. But we do get plenty of needles to complete our project. Always. There's always, every time I ever counted, it was 18, so I quit counting. Suffice to say, it's plenty. Of course, we got our little wax block. You would just run your floss with the needle right up through the center and wax your threads if they're being difficult. And our little needle threader. All right, so excellent toolkit always. This is always the toolkit you get. And you don't have to be afraid if you say no, you don't want the hoop or the tin, you still get these. You always get the toolkit. All right, let me put all this away so I don't lose it. I couldn't begin to guess how many of these bags I have everywhere. All right, so we're going to move that out of the way. We're going to come back to this. Okay, so this is also something new that Sandy had them start including in these kits. And it lets you know what the color is. It lets you know the color, the DMC number, how many stitches of that color there are is here. And this is for how many skeins. How many, I think it's skeins, or, you know, the full threads that are included, you know, because each one breaks down to 6 separate threads. And I think it might be talking about that, how many of those full strands that you get in there. So that's really cool. I know for me, what I like is this part right here. I love that it tells me how many stitches. And for people who are doing the color, what do they call it? Color by number cells, where they're picking a color each week, it's really handy knowing how many that you have to look for. All right, so I think that's pretty cool. I love that she started including that. See, it's just always looking to make things better and nicer. I love that. All right, and then of course we have our beautiful angel holding the lotus flower with the gorgeous flowers in her hair. And you can see it looks like it's glowing from behind her. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful picture. I got mine in 14 count. It is 50 by 50 centimeters. And then look at that. Very first page. Now I need to say again, this is my favorite way to get my booklets. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is my absolute favorite way to get the books. That's how I like my charts, this way. I love it. Okay. Starts out with our beautiful, beautiful big mock-up of our picture, which is lovely. And then, of course, it goes into our chart, which you can see is very, very clear, easy to read. It always is. And then on the back, tells you how many pages there are for the chart, which there are 12. It looks like 4, 8, and 12 are maybe half pages. And then, of course, we have our colors over here on the side. And again, remember, I chose 50. And it does look like we have blends from 30 to 50. So the last 20 are blends. On the website, again, you do have the option, I think, on most, if not all. If you do not want blends, you can choose not to get blends. So she's made it as easy as she can for you. There's so many sizes you can pick from. You can choose standard colors, max color, or you can choose blends, no blends. I mean, it's as easy and custom to your likes as you can get. And it's beautiful. Okay, so that is our booklet. Let's take a look at our canvas. We'll look at the floss last. I'm just going to move it over here out of the way. And let me get this open. Oh, we have some more needles here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll do it later. Okay, and then here is our beautiful canvas. Now you will see, especially if you are new, that she does include a lot of extra border around your stitching part of the canvas. That way, if you want to put it in Q-snaps or in a scroll frame, you have plenty of room to do that. Any of us who have been stitching for a while, who do like to put it in Q-snaps or in scroll frames, always knew the struggle of when you only have a little bit of border and you put it in a Q-snap or a scroll frame. Part of wherever you're wanting to start is going to be in that snap or frame. You could never put it in and still be able to reach the edges. And because she includes all this extra, now you can. Now, if you don't like that much extra, because I remember hearing one person said that they were not a fan of all the extra, you can cut it off and reseal the edges. Not a problem. And she also includes a second symbol list. So if you want this line here, you can cut this off and have this separate and just keep it in your bag. So pull it out when you stitch and you have it right there. You would just want to make sure you reseal your edge. I myself don't do that only because I like using the chart book. So that's what I always use. I never go by the one that's on here. I think I got used to that because I would be putting it in a scroll frame or a Q-snap. And most of the time I wouldn't be able to see it anyway. So I just got used to using the chart book, and that is my preference. But look at how gorgeous this is. Of course, at the bottom, it does say, thank you for bringing your ideas to life with Wattobizz, with the Wattobizz symbol. It is gorgeous. We've got our beautiful white canvas. It is a little stiff, as all stamp kits are. You can just, it's not too bad though. I mean, it's semi-stiff, which is very, very nice. But if you want it to soften up, you just roll it up, squeeze, 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 and then the other way, and just keep doing that until it's to your preference. All right, so let us take a look at this gorgeous picture. I mean, the rendering of this is always beautiful. It's always easy on the eyes. So nice. And you can see from here, there's going to be areas of block. stitching as well as busier areas, which is typically the case. But it looks like I see a lot of rivers of the same symbol, even in the busy areas. So let us zoom in. See one more, just so you can get a really close up. So you can see it's so clear. There's no blurring, no blending, no smudging of the symbols. It's just beautiful. It always is. We'll go back out a little bit. And you just check that. And then, of course, you can see the areas of some color blocking. So I don't think it's really going to be that difficult when you look at it. Because like I said, there does seem to be a lot of the rivers of the same symbol, even in the busy areas. So, all right, let's go back out. It is beautiful. The canvas is always beautiful. That is why Wattobizz is one of my absolute favorites. All right, so let us flip this over, take a look at our floss. Trying to hurry this up so maybe we can get through a second one. All right, first we're going to look at our floss all together. Let me look at these colors. It's very soft. That colors are gorgeous. Look at those colors. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, that's another thing too. If you're not a part of that Wattobizz Facebook group, I do recommend you go check that out, because people share in there literally all the time their Wattobizz kits that they're working on, and you can see firsthand how gorgeous these look stitched. So I do encourage you to do that. All right, so let us take a little closer look at these colors. My focus seems to be working again correctly this morning, so that's awesome. Not having to keep making it adjust, so that's fabulous. Isn't that pretty? And then another thing that she does at Wattobizz, I love this. Remember I said from 30 to 50 is blends? For the blends, she puts both colors on that number for you. So you just take one of each. You don't have to take one from here and one from another card maybe or whatever. No, she puts it all together. So all your blends will be together on that number. I love that. Love that. Okay. And then we got one more card. This one is going to be 38 through 50. These are all going to be blends. Look at these beautiful colors. Look at these are gorgeous. I absolutely love them. All right, let us look at these colors one more time all together. Beautiful, right? Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so to recap. All right, we got our gorgeous canvas, of course. We got our excellent book, my favorite. And then, of course, we got all the floss we are going to need for this kit, as well as our tool bag and our stitch count, basically. That is awesome. All right, give me just one moment. We're going to go ahead and try to push through a second one, so hold on 1 minute. Okay, so this next one, again, in the big, beautiful, resealable bag, again, says, ain't no biz like Wattobizz. I'm not going to go over the tools again in this one. It's going to be the exact same. I'll just kind of show you really quick the bag. Get that out. 1 second while I open this noisy, crinkly bag. I do not put my stuff back in those bags. Those bags just get thrown out, those crinkly ones. All right, let us get our tools out of this one. Separate everything up. See, this one I'm guessing is an auction win. And of course, see again, we got our snippers. We got our tool bag again with all that same stuff. Remember to be careful of the seam ripper, and sometimes there will be needles loose in the bag too, so just be careful. So all the same, except for this one, this is the hoop and the tin I'm talking about. So unless you say otherwise, you get this tin that says ain't no biz like Wattobizz. See, it has a magnet in there that is so you can keep your needles in, or honestly, whatever you want to. Put whatever you want in there. I've given several to my husband because I got so many of them for him to use for little things. And then, of course, our hoop. And I've actually been using these a little bit more for my smaller counted projects. So these have actually come in very handy for me. All right, so we're going to look at that next. So let us take a look at this book first, and then we'll look at our canvas. Yeah, this was definitely an auction win. Now, there were a few different ones similar to this. So that's what I mean by you might not find one that is the exact same if it's an auction win, but you might find something similar. But I think it's just so cool knowing that you're the only one that has that particular image. I love that. Look at the blue of her eyes. And I can tell you, when that's stitched, that's going to be like, those eyes are going to pop. Because they always do. I've seen so many in the Facebook group of eyes that have been stitched. And it is incredible. Look at, she's just beautiful. With all those big old sunflowers, I adore this. Again, I did get this in 50 by 50 centimeters. It is, this one I did get in 16 count, 50 colors. Love her. And then look at that. Look at that big, beautiful picture. So pretty. All those beautiful yellows. Looks like it's got these little flower buds on her hair. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, like a little fairy just hiding among the flowers. So pretty. And then, of course, again, we got our chart. It's going to be several pages, of course. Very easy to read, though. Again, it is going to be 12 chart pages. And, again, we have our 50 colors because, again, you could get, again, max, which is always at least 100 colors. I do not do the max. I have, every once in a while, I will. But that's like a minimum 100 colors, and I've seen it well over. I've seen it over 150. So just to be prepared. Yeah, for this one, 34 through 50 is blends. And of course, we have our symbol legend there. I just love these books. All right, so let us take a look again at our canvas. Again, you can see the needles in there. I'll just have to take them out again later, just like with the other ones. So I'm trying to save a little time this morning so we could get 2 in here. And again, look at that. Look at all that extra. I personally absolutely love having all this extra. And of course, I don't think I mentioned on the last one, but they are always serged all the way around. Always. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at all that extra. Easy peasy to put in your scroll frames or your Q-snaps. And again, we have our double legend here. Always, that's always the way it is. And then our beautiful rendered canvas. And look at that. You can clearly see her, even her wings. The sunflowers around her. It's just rendered so well. And again, as always, there are areas of blocks, a little more block stitching versus some busier areas. But again, I see a lot of rivers of the same symbol. So this one, I think, might even be easier than the last one. But let us take a closer look again. And look at that. It is so beautiful. Look how easy and clear that is, and so easy on the eyes. But if you do get confused by a symbol because your eyes are old like mine, and it could happen, then the chart book is so clear and easy to read, and the squares are really big, so it's very nice. All right, I'm going to zoom back out here. Take one last look at our beautifully rendered canvas. Absolutely beautiful. So gorgeous. All right, we're going to take a look at our floss. This one, of course, is going to be a bit of a different color scheme, and it is gorgeous too. Look at that, because all the sunflowers. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at how bright these colors are. It's so beautiful. I love working with bright colors. Okay, let's take a little bit of closer look again. Remember, this time numbers 34 through 50 will be blends. Look at these. Are these not happy colors? All those beautiful yellows. Wow, wow, wow. So pretty. Look at those. The beautiful yellows and greens. Love it. All right. And of course, from here over was blends. These will all be blends. This is again 38 through 50. And again, these are all blends. Now this one, this must be an older one because this is the way they used to do it. They still have both your blend colors on the one symbol. They just kind of put them together, so you would pull out one of one color, one of the other, which is still fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. But as you saw with the other one, now the way they are doing it is they just attach each color to that number separately. So the colors are separate, and you just take one of each. The old way, they put them together, and you would take one of each. Either way you look at it, it's very easy to use, and awesome. Look at that. Okay, let us take one more look at this one before I wrap this video up. And again, look at how beautiful. All right, so we got our beautifully rendered canvas again. And of course, I didn't mention it, but we also have a little tiny picture up here of what our canvas is. And again, our gorgeous booklet, our beautiful, beautiful floss, our toolkit again, of course, but this one also came with the needle tin and the hoop. All right, do let me know what you guys think. Do you love them as much as I do? I adore them. I still have so many to show you, so never fear. There's going to be many more coming. And that will be it, though, for today. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me again. Again, all the information will be in the box down below, including my discount code, which will get you 5% off standard kits. All that information will be down there. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you again. If you could all hit that thumbs up button for me if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate it so much. And I hope you will all be safe. Always be blessed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.